Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? Well, I got a 2015 Chrysler 200. Got a bit of an odd situation with this car. Got towed in, and the customer said, I think it needs a transmission. Now, it's got 230,800 miles on it. Said, I think I need a transmission. Okay. Now, these are 9 speeds. They're not known for failure. They really aren't. They usually last pretty well. They have complaints of shifting and stuff like that, but I've never actually experienced one that failed. I'm sure they're out there, but I never experienced it. So, okay. So he thinks he needs a transmission. Talking to him, he said, you can't even drive it. Try to accelerate with it. He goes, the lights on the dashboard are all lit up, and he goes, it's doing all sorts of weird stuff. Okay. So I go and I get in it. Sure enough, I got ABS light, parking brake light, traction control light, check engine light, all of these different lights on. It's like a Christmas tree on the dashboard. Okay. I couldn't even make it out of the parking lot. This thing it went into like a limp immediately. So I was like, all right, let me check this thing and see what I have for codes. Second, third, fourth. I'm over in Mexico right now. Like I said, I wasn't even able to get out of the parking lot. So I started doing a little investigative work with this thing. And I'm looking at it. And I had codes galore in the engine, the transmission, the power steering, the ABS, the parking brake, transmission codes, you name it, speed codes, everything. Every code you can imagine related to speed. But one that stood out to me, and it was in the engine controller, and it was the left rear ABS sensor, or left rear wheel speed sensor. So I'm like, that's weird that code is showing up in the PCM. But whatever. And I don't remember the exact code it was either, unfortunately. Wait a minute, I actually have my scanner here. I should have a report saved. Hang on. Let's back out of this and go home. Let's see. Sure you want to end your session? Yes. Okay, I'm not concerned about that right now. File. Chrysler 200. Let's go to this pre-repair. Actually, let's go to the very first pre-repair. This was the other day when it actually came in. These are all PCM codes here, see them? Cat efficiency, implausible vehicle speed, implausible left front, left rear, right rear. ABS system, DTC presence, this is in the tranny. Implausible vehicle speed, output speed sensor, wheel speed rationality, implausible vehicle speed, tire pressure sensor, I don't care about that one. Invalid data received from the power steering control module. Internal electrical failure, left rear speed sensor, okay. Invalidated data received, this is in the power steering, from an anti-lock brake system. Plausible data received from an anti-lock brake system. System voltage below threshold. The battery's fine, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but that's on the radio, don't really care. So, all right. So now, let's go to the last set of codes here. Implausible left rear wheel speed sensor. Left rear. Yeah, that's really it. So, what I did at first was I verified the battery was fully charged, because I've seen batteries cause some really weird issues. Battery was fully charged. I tried clearing the codes. No codes would clear. Those same codes, the majority of them, the first codes that were there, all came back. Could not drive the thing out of the parking lot. It would hit a wall. It wouldn't go. Okay. So I started messing around with it. So I was like, you know what? I've seen really, really weird issues with batteries in the past. Maybe the voltage got low at some point in time, and it basically made all the modules go funky for whatever reason. So I was like, let me do a battery disconnect and short at the same time. So I disconnected the battery, and I took the two terminals disconnected from the battery. They're isolated from the battery. Battery's no longer connected. I took the two terminals and I ran a jumper wire across them. So positive to negative. I crossed them basically to discharge any capacitors in the system. There is no battery connected. This does not have stop-start, okay? If a vehicle has stop-start, you cannot do that. You have to disconnect the stop-start battery as well. Otherwise, you will short out your jumper wire. You could short out a module and other things too. So just be mindful of that. Don't just do it unless you know what you're doing. So, with all of that being said, I did that, hooked the battery back up, cleared all the codes, and then those last codes that you saw showed up. So I'm like, all right, left rear wheel speed sensor. I wonder. I tried to drive it, still couldn't drive it. Thing went funky on me. So I'm like, all right. And I had all those lights lit up on the dashboard again. I think the only one that wasn't lit up was, let's see, I have, power steering. I had electronic parking brake, ABS, powertrain control module. Yeah, so everything did light up, but, and the car wouldn't move. Or it would move, but just, you couldn't drive it on the road. So I was just like, all right, this is just beyond odd. So what I did was, I figured, all right, let me just check and see. Parts store had one of these in stock. This is the left rear wheel speed sensor. So I took the old one, I ohmed it out, and the ohm reading was off the scale. It was like something really whacked out. I don't remember off the top of my head. Like I said, I was never planning on making a video for this. It was whacked out. So I was just like, okay. So I took the new one, I ohmed it out just to see what it read, and it gave me a steady reading, whatever it was. But whereas this one, if I ohm this thing out, the reading is like all over the board and it keeps moving. So I'm like, is it possible that sensor is causing all of this problem? Well, I put the sensor in, I plugged it in first just to see, and all the codes cleared. The codes were never clear before. All the codes cleared. All right, that's wild. So I put the sensor in, and now I'm road testing it. I just took it for about 6-mile road test. I have no lights other than a low tire light. And no, it doesn't have 16 PSI in that tire. I've already checked it. I've checked tire pressures just to be on the safe side, and they're all around 35, 36, 37, something in that range. But now, going up the road, everything shifts fine. Transmission shifts beautiful. This is actually a first for me. I have never in my life seen this. Never have I seen an ABS sensor cause this much issue with a vehicle. Not sure why, but it did. I'm about to get into some really bad sun glare here, so I'm going to stop this video till I get to the shop. All right, so back from that road test, and everything went fine. And like I said, this is a first for me. I've never, ever, I worked at Chrysler for many years, but I've never seen a wheel speed sensor cause that much of an issue. That's just bizarre. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning is, but you got to see the reports there. I did inspect this thing fully, looking at the end here, looking at the wiring harness, looking at the connector, and everything looked perfectly fine. Not like I could see that there was damage or anything like that, or even like where a wire might be broken on the inside. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So the fact that this was causing all of those problems, this one little piece, that's kind of mind-boggling, really. But yeah, so customer really thought they needed a transmission. Like I said, they had it towed in because it was undrivable. It really was. But like I said, I have never seen one of these. Causing a parking brake problem, causing a transmission problem, a traction control problem, a steering problem. That's wild. That's really, really wild. But I guess anything's a possibility nowadays with computers. And it's not like, I mean, this car's only 10 years old. So, right? Yeah, 15, 25. Yeah, it's only 10 years old. So, but just really wild. All right. Well, I learned something today. I learned to never be surprised. Somebody was just pulling in over here, just was checking them out. I learned to never be surprised because there's always something new around the corner. Something you're never going to see before. Something you've never seen before is coming your way. Trust me. It blows my mind. All right. Well, I'm going to end this video here. I'm really happy. I'm sure the customer's going to be thrilled to death that they don't need a transmission, because I'm sure if this thing needed a transmission, it would have probably exceeded the value of the car. I did check the fluid level and all of that just to be on the safe side, because you never know, and everything was fine. These things are a little bit of a pain to check, these 9-speeds. You got to go through the wheel well from the driver's side and reach in to a plug that's at the back of the transmission to insert a dipstick down inside there. It's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. But it doesn't have any leaks either. But I did check the fluid. The fluid's old. It's dirty in that, but it's not burnt. And like I said, these things are not known for transmission issues. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully you got something out of it. Like I said, I sure did. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.